Hey everyone, it's Cargo Bike Life. Got a little project I'm working on, and I thought I'd share it with you since some of you may need something like this. What I got is, I got one of those bags that you put on your frame, connects here to your frame, and it connects up here to your headset, so you can keep your phone and, maybe some extra stuff in here. And I had it on my folding bike. Let me turn this camera here. And where I had it on my folding bike was here. But that's a long way for me to have to reach down or try to see it. I can't really see it. So what I want to do is I want to mount it on these handlebars, and I want it to sit right there. Just like that, so I can see it real good. Well, this strap, if you strap it to the handlebars, it tilts it back like this. It's in the way of my shifter. I want it up here where it sits flat. But this thing's, it's made of a soft material. It's never going to sit up there flat. But I want it to sit right there, maybe at a little bit of an angle, so I can see it good, so I can, push the buttons on it. So what I'm going to do, let me put this camera back over here. What I'm going to do is doctor it up. I'm going to make it into something else. Move the camera a little closer if I can. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove these straps, because those straps are in my way. Got a big pair of cutters. And I'm just going to cut that loose. I'm not going to cut it too close because I don't want it to come undone. Then it's got this little part over here where that strap came through. I'm going to cut that off too. Cut that off. And then this front two pieces, cut them off. Cut that one off. You can always trim them up a little closer later. There we go. That looks pretty good. Take the old lighter here. Get all them little pieces burnt down there so they don't fray loose without burning through the bag. Okay, that's good. What I did was I stuffed it full of some towels so that it keeps its form. Because what I want, I got a little thin, see how thin that is? A little thin cutting board. It's just rigid enough, but has a little bit of flex to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this on here, right up to the edge. Just like this. And I'm going to get my Sharpie. Make me a mark on the other side. And I'll take my tape measure, measure over. I'm at 3.5. So I'll put another line at 3.5. Get the straight edge. Make it work. Now measure over again up here, 3.5. Line this up. All right. Now we got a line of where we need to cut it. And I don't want it to be bigger than the bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round out these corners some. Now let me see if I can take this. That's not big enough. We need something a little bigger. Maybe this little funnel right here. Line it up with that one. Get squared up over here. Round it up. Line it up with that side. Round it up. Now we're all ready to cut it out. And I believe, clamp it down here. I believe this wood saw will probably cut right through it. Let's give it a shot. Get that saw started in there. Clamp it right down too. I want it to move around on me. Just clamp this side down too. Bastard. All right. Got this cutting board at Dollar Tree for $1. Yeah, I don't think that's really the tool for that. Let's get a different tool for that. Get out the old cutting wheel. It'll cut through steel, it'll cut through plastic. Alright. Eye protection on here. My hearing protection. Hot. should have taken a little more time with my corners. They didn't come out exactly like I wanted them to. But let's see how it... Damn it. Clumsy motherfucker. Spilled my water. Alrighty. See how it fits on the bag. I have to trim it up a little more. It's alright. I just want it to be a certain way. There we go. I'll just trim it up a little more. That line right there is looking a little wanky. So it's kind of free-handed in there. There we go. Always wear safety glasses whenever you're using a cutting wheel. Not because this plastic is going to fly out my eye. I'm afraid if the cutting wheel ever shatters apart, you got all these little pieces coming at you. So if you're using a cutting wheel, make sure you use safety glasses. Yeah, the nice thing about melamine is it's really easy to work with. You can shape it real easy. And then as soon as this stuff cools, you can just pop it right off there usually. That's still warm. Just take your file. Don't want to come off. Holds it right to it. That'll pitch. There we go. A little bit of sandpaper, smooth that edge. Go. That fits the bottom pretty well. It's not perfect, but it don't have to be perfect. I mean, if I was making it for someone else, I would make sure it was absolutely, 100% perfect, but it's just for me. And that's a pretty good fit. I could probably bring it in a little more, but I just want a nice solid base is what I want. Something that's, not going to flex all the time or vibrate. So that's pretty good right there. It's got a little bit of flex, which means that it might bounce a little bit, but we won't know till we're done. Till we get done with it. And it fits nice. See? It's up against the bottom. It's a pretty good fit. A little crooked on top, but I don't care. I don't have to have everything perfect. Is that a rip in my bag? It's a cut with a steerer tube. It's not cut through, but it's a rub mark from where the steerer tube went back and forth across it. As long as it's not cut through, then we're all good. Still waterproof. So now we got to figure out how are we going to mount this to the handlebar. So let's go over there. Bring the camera up. Maybe to the front. There we go. That's a pretty good view right there. Sorry if I haven't always moved the camera, but it's all I can do. So we know that the flatter part goes towards the front. And what we really want is this to be mounted right there. But because of this space, because this is higher, we got to figure out how we're gonna accomplish this. It could even be like this would be fine, because that's going to allow me to see my phone. It's also going to keep the sun from beating straight down on it. We don't want it to interfere with the shifter. So if we put it on there like this, it's not really in the way of the shifter. The shifter's down here, I can reach it. This gives it a point to rest on. You just gotta kind of make it up how you want to go, and this puts my phone directly in my vision without the sun. If it's like this and the sun's beating on it, one, it heats up your phone. I've actually had my phone shut off before and won't power back on until I get it cooled off. Because if it's sitting flat, then the sun's beating down on it, plus it puts a glare on the screen where you can't see anything. So probably about this angle right here, this gives me plenty of room to operate my shifter. That would be pretty ideal right there. So just gauging where it needs to be. And now we'll just figure a way to attach that. See, I didn't figure any way to do it. I just kind of make shit up as I go along. So that's where we want it. We don't want to drill a hole in our stem. But what we could do, what I'm seeing, we get my marker. Get this up there where I want it to be. Make sure it's kind of even on both sides. And right here. And right here. So now we got a couple of reference marks. And I think I have just the ideal thing for that. So let's go back over to the table. Let's get the camera lowered back down so you can see what I'm doing here on the table. Okay, there we go. Now we're on the table. Alright. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little square where I want these cutouts. I think I'm going to use one of these reusable zip ties because they're pretty fat and pretty strong. So what I want to do is make sure that my opening is not any bigger than it has to be. Alright. Now we could use this to cut through there, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do instead, we're going to get a drill bit. Right here. We don't need a huge slot. Let's use this one. I'm just going to drill some holes. Let me clamp this down. It's easy to just clamp it down. thing over here. Take our little nippers here. Some of this over there. Start to take shape. And I know I could buy something like this to put on my handlebars, but I like making my own stuff. I think it's fun. Taking something you got, seeing if you can make it work. Opening a little better. Hacksaw blade in there. There we go. Now we got two nice little slots in there for our zip tie. Hopefully I made them big enough. Let's check it out. So if we feed the zip tie up and through, good to go. Let's see how it fits on the bike now. Let's go back over here. Bring the camera back up. There we go. And there we are. So this will go here. Make this a little closer. Maybe put it right up there. Turn that bitch down. There. I don't think she's going anywhere. Sitting right there. Might have a little bit of vibration riding down the road, but if we do, that's easy. We'll just take a piece of metal and shoot it down through there, bring it up through here, and we'll just put a piece of metal in there to make it a little more rigid. Maybe we'll do that anyway. I don't know, it shouldn't have that much flex, but now it'll sit right here with that on there. Once I attach this to here, man, it's gonna be wonderful. All I have to do is cut the zip tie back a little bit, leave a little bit so I can take it on and off if I need to work on the handlebars or something, but I'll just clip that back. Now let's work on attaching this to here. And when you get done, like if this piece is a little crooked or you want to make this straight, that you can work on it. Right now we're just fabricating. Then we'll polish it up at the end. Okay, let's go back over to the table. Go back over here.